Hello, this is Dr. Tyler Hamel, Kingwood chiropractor and nutritionist, coming at you today, Tuesday over lunchtime, talking about the immune system and what we're dealing with right now. There's a lot of concerns about getting sick and immune system and whatnot, and we still have COVID. We have the regular flu, if you want to call it regular flu, whatever strain that might happen to be. That's also coming out now, and then we have in Houston we have allergies. So we have all these things that are, in a way, trying to break us down or break down our immune system. And there are ways or things that we can do to help give us the best chance to prevent that. Is there a guarantee that, you won't get sick or you won't get allergies or you won't get an upper respiratory tract infection in Houston every year? Not necessarily, but it will give you the best chance for that not to happen. I'm always concerned when I hear people who are getting sick maybe 3, 4, 5 times a year, and they're having antibiotics 3, 4, 5 times a year. That is just crazy to me and very unhealthy at the same time. So let's go with number one. Number one thing you can do to stay healthy for your immune system or boost your immune system, it's your diet. Most people know this, but it doesn't hurt to be or to have a reminder of what you can do. So the worst thing possible to eat, or the best thing that bacteria and virus love to eat, or they get their energy from, it's sugar. Simple sugars, right? So we could do our best to avoid sugars. So that means simple sugars, of course, but then if we're eating way too many carbohydrates, that gets broken down into sugar at the same time. So when we're concerned about getting sick, or if we're sick, if we have the flu, if we have upper respiratory tract infection, we want to starve those pathogens or those critters out, right? So bacteria, virus, they love sugar. So don't eat sugar when you're sick for sure, because that's just making them stronger. And when you hear about people that have been sick for a while, it's like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month or 2 months, and they just can't get over it, then that can be a big part of it. Because if you're eating sugar, feeding the bugs, it's really hard to get better and get over that. So that's number one. Number two, stay hydrated. It's Houston. I know the weather's usually hot. It's cooling down now, but lots of people are just dehydrated in general. And that is one thing that just really keeps our bodies healthy. And it helps in so many different ways. But when we're dehydrated, there's a lot better chance that we could get any kind of infection or infection creeping in and getting us or putting us down or cracking through our healthy immune system. So water, you can do half your body weight in ounces a day if you like. That's kind of the standard recommendation. If you're not used to drinking that much, of course you're going to have to go to the bathroom more, but your body can adapt over time. And that's what we want to do over time. So if you're just drinking 2 bottles of water a day, next week go to 3, week after go to 4. Keep getting up there until you're 8 or 9 bottles a day, and just see the differences that you notice as far as sleep, as far as digestion, brain clarity, energy. There's so many things that can be improved upon just by staying hydrated. And it's water. So it's super cheap if you want to get bottled water, or if you want to just drink it out of the tap. Super, super cheap. It's another way to help boost your immune system. So number 3, we think about supplements we can take, or what are the best vitamins and minerals we need to take to stay healthy for our immune system. And there's a lot of them, right? So calcium is probably one that's not talked about very often, but it is needed to help the immune system work properly, right? Just at least having calcium, we can get a lot of that in the food. There's vitamin C. Zinc is probably one of the nutrients that we don't get enough of in the diet. And of course, the healthier that we eat, the more whole foods that we eat, we can get a lot of this stuff in the diet. But if you want to boost your immune system, and I always recommend that when we're going into flu season, or say in March when COVID first started happening, then myself and a lot of other people, you start taking natural supplements to boost your immune system, even though you're not feeling anything, or even though you're feeling good, which is a great idea. So zinc's another one. Echinacea is another one that's very, very helpful. And also vitamin D. I've talked about vitamin D a lot. That is one big thing that's it's super inexpensive, easy to take, and it does affect your gut health, the good and bad bacteria, so your immune system. So a simple thing to take. If you're worried about, the flu or different things like that, you can take up to, say, 5,000 IU of vitamin D a day. If you're already sick, you could even take 10,000 or 12,000 a day, even for a couple months, just to help your body get through it. Lots of people today are vitamin D deficient. Super common. You really don't know until you go get your blood test. And if you get your blood test, and they don't usually run it. So make sure when you go get a blood test, ask your medical doctor to run it, because they usually don't. It's usually not in a regular panel, so make sure. So for me, I think about, there's a ton of different supplements to take, but in our office here, we recommend something called Immuplex. So Immuplex here through standard process. Since the beginning of March, I've been taking that twice a day, every day for whatever it is now, 6 months or longer. Most people don't like to take a ton of supplements, right? Sometimes you can't avoid it because they need certain things, but in this case, Immuplex has a lot of that stuff in it. Zinc and vitamin C and a whole lot of other stuff. Vitamin D, I'd recommend taking that separate from this. So anybody who's concerned about their health or the immune system, Immuplex and vitamin D it's a great way to go. Echinacea, of course, it's an herb. It's a stronger herb that can definitely help you on that side of it too. So the three things today that we talked about to boost your immune system. So number one, diet. Really, the healthier your diet is, the more whole foods, meat, vegetables, fruits, things like that, the better, right? Bugs, virus, bacteria, they love simple sugar or sweets or sugar. And of course, it's around the holiday season, so that's everywhere. But if you really want to get better, then you got to starve those things out, starve those suckers out from sugar, and you'll notice a big difference. Number two, I mentioned hydration. It's a no-brainer. Just half your body weight in ounces. If you're not ready for that yet, just increase your water week to week to week, and you'll see big changes, not only in immune system, but many other things as well. And lastly, we're talking about supplements. So again, there's a whole host of supplements and probably new ones created for because of COVID and everything that's going on. But just keep it simple. You can get the Immuplex that we have. It's kind of a multivitamin for the immune system. You can think of it that way. Vitamin D is key as well. It'll help in so many different things besides the immune system. So if you guys have any questions, put it in the chat below. If you learned something, please like the video. Please share it. There's a ton of people right now that are stressed out and they're worried, and especially when we're stressed out, we need to be as healthy as we can be. Stress breaks us down. If we're eating a bunch of bad food, a bunch of crap, and not taking care of ourselves, that's usually when we get sick, right? So, I mentioned before, I'm always concerned if people are getting sick multiple times a year and taking, antibiotics multiple times a year. When you take an antibiotic, it wipes out all the bad bacteria, but all the good bacteria. So you need to do something or get on a program to rebuild that. So think of people who are doing that every couple months, wiping out all their good bacteria, wiping it out multiple times a year. It's really hard for those folks to get healthy, to get better, and to get their gut healthy, which means immune system healthy. So Dr. Tyler Hamel, Kingwood chiropractor and a nutritionist. Any questions, put them in the chat. I will do my best to answer them. And everybody have a safe and happy Tuesday.